have to be honest with you, Caroline. It is so nice to meet you, though I wish it were under better circumstances. You have been on the front lines, delivering pizzas, delivering love, a smile, and a warm thought to so many people who are working tirelessly in relief efforts for this incredible, otherworldly kind of fire tragedy that's been going on in Southern California. But I want to know, take me back to the beginning. How did Pizza Girl start? Why was this something that this was in your heart?
You know, I grew up in a pizza family. My mom passed away when I was 5, and, you know, I had to go to all the catering jobs with my dad. Being of service and in the service industry is in my blood.
Okay.
It's also what gave me my work ethic.
Where was your first location?
We had Demore's Pizza was my family pizza shop. They were all over LA. At one point there was 11 of them. But, you know, family business can be really tough. Everybody knows everything. Too many cooks in the kitchen is literally what happens. Yeah. And I felt like, to be honest, being a girl and a female voice in an Italian family can be really rough. It can be hard to be heard. And I think that when I started to believe that I knew what was best for the future of the company, I was shut down a lot, actually. And so Pizza Girl initially started as an, can I say F you? Yeah. To my family business.
Like, you know what, I can do this.
I was like, you know what, you don't believe me, watch me. And that did give me a lot of that initial fire that I do think it takes sometimes. You know, I started with just a jar of sauce, all organic, delicious sauce.
You started with just sauce?
Just sauce. I started Pizza Girl with just sauce because my heart was so broken from the brick and mortar of it all. Yeah. I also lost my 3rd Street location in a divorce. It was just, you know, there's
blow after blow after blow.
There's literal pizza wars in my family.
It's incredible to know that, like, this movement that you've created started with a jar of sauce. And I don't mean to be reductive. Yeah. But, like, the fact that you were able to grow and have been able to become such a force in this business, you know, from a jar of sauce is pretty incredible.
Thank you.
So tell me, what has happened with you and this fire and these fires that we've seen in Southern California?
My company, we launched brick and mortar in June, which I'm super grateful to be back in the restaurant space. And my first location is actually here where we are standing.
In Venice.
In Venice, in the Irwin Hotel. I'm super grateful to the Irwin for reaching out to me and giving me my first shot back in the brick and mortar space. And when I was sitting on a Zoom meeting a week ago, I had no idea that I was going to be evacuating my home for, I think it's been a week now.
Wow.
Yeah, that I've been here at the Irwin Hotel. I'm actually staying here.
Wait,
and
so when you
actually my friend dropped off this jacket to me because I left with literally nothing.
You just left?
I just left because I'm on a meeting. Helicopters are going over my head.
Yeah.
There is, my phone is doing the buzzing thing over and over again.
That we've all heard so many times.
That we've all heard so many times. And then there's, you know, maybe 30 fire trucks going by, and my meeting was like, do you have to go? And I was like, yeah, I think I do. So I left, and I just was wrapping my head around what's going to happen.
So you just grabbed your stuff, grabbed your daughter, and you were out of there?
And I was out of there. And then
without knowing what was going to happen to your home?
Correct.
What was really, really going on at all? Correct. Really, I mean, you were on a work call. Yeah. And so you just grabbed your daughter and got out of there.
We grabbed as much stuff as we could and got out of there, our dog. And I did what I know. And what I said was I called my staff and I said, no pressure. I said, anybody who wants to show up, people are going to need to eat. I know it's a scary time, but if you want to be here, we're going to open up because I know people are going to need to be fed.
Right.
And some people honestly walked out on me and some people showed up. And the people that showed up
are angels.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're truly angels. And we've been doing this all day, every day. The need for food on the front lines, we ended up just packing the Pizza Girl van and driving and seeing what happens. And then we ended up getting let in on PCH.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people recognized, I grew up in Malibu, you know, and a lot of people just kind of knew I was there with a good heart. And I ended up being there on the first day when nobody was really there yet, kind of feeding everybody.
Yeah.
And the firefighters were so grateful. I mean, they were covered in soot. They were like practically in tears that they were so grateful that I showed up with hot food for them.
We've seen some of the reaction online to you. I got goosebumps right now. We've seen some of the reaction online on social media of you making these, I call them pizza drops, love drops really, to these firefighters, these people on the front lines who are trying their very best to, one, control the fire, but also ensure that wherever they are, wherever they have been, is going to be safe to return to.
Yeah.
They are working 24-hour shifts, many of them.
They are.
So to
a lot
show
of them
up,
are sleeping on cots. A lot of them are coming in from different areas.
Yeah.
These men are heroes, and they need to be treated as such. Yeah.
So when you drop off this pizza, when you pop out of this pink van with these pink pizza boxes, and you're like, "Pizza's here!"
Yeah.
What is the response that you've gotten?
Oh my God! It's been cheers. It's been, "Let me grab that box," like "Pizza girl." Like, it's been so heartwarming, and it just makes me know that I'm, doing the right thing. Being of service is what I love to do, especially in a time of crisis. Like I told you when you got here, my faith in humanity has been restored.
In so many ways, right?
In so many ways,
Yeah.
watching so many people come together in Los Angeles, like, it's been incredibly beautiful. And I got a message from one of the firefighters. They've been stopping by the shop when they can and texting me, and they're like, "Listen, like, you were there when we really needed you," and it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not stopping. I'm not just like, there for the first couple days and then it's done.
Oh, there's something about you that I understand very, very quickly. When you get a mission on your mind, you see it all the way through.
All the way through.
And that this is not something that's going to end because the maybe even the evacuation orders have been lifted.
No, there's people that are going to be in need for the unforeseeable future.
And so you were saying that you're already working with some of the organizations who are helping families, who are working with families. So like, what are you doing in that space?
So right now we're just bringing food wherever it needs to go. People know that they can have my cell phone number. They reach out to me. They go, "Okay, there's 200 families actually evacuated at the Dream Center. I'm going to be there tomorrow."
And so you just go?
I just go.
With pizza?
We just load up the van and I go.
When you're talking about feeding 200 families and volunteers for the Dream Center, how many pizzas are we talking about?
So honestly, we're doing as much as we possibly can.
Right.
We're doing, 200 meals a day to the firefighters on Topanga, and then different organizations that are working tirelessly to help, clothe and house a lot of these evacuees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you are one of these evacuees.
Yes.
How are you doing? Like, I know that work right now is you're able to focus on that and
that's
maybe
helping.
dissociate a little bit.
Yeah.
In a good way, probably in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling? What are you thinking about? Is it all about the pizza, all about the service right now?
It is, and I think that, I had some friends that were like, "Oh, come out here, get away," and I'm like, absolutely, that's just not how my heart works. That's just not how I work. I will go insane if I'm just watching from afar and unable to be of service and help as many people as possible. That's what makes me happy. So I appreciate all my friends out there who are like, come here, like, get out of there. I don't want to.
This is what feeds you also,
This is what
though.
makes me...
Yeah.
Life is short. I learned that when I was 5 years old and I lost my mother. I've already outlived her. That cup that I found that said, "Enjoy today."
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just the idea that I've outlived the life experience of my mom.
Yeah.
Probably also pulls her in a different way.
Yeah.
Right into this experience. I'm sure you feel like there are moments where she has revealed herself to you, her presence, her energy to you.
That is that moment.
Talk to me about this cup.
Yeah.
First, talk to me about, so you evacuate.
Okay.
Yeah. Your family, your father and his home also evacuates?
So, yeah, he was having a hard time not wanting to leave. We couldn't get in touch with him. He finally did leave. I think he was forced to leave.
And he's in where?
Right now he's just at my sister's house.
But his home is located?
Oh, he's in Malibu.
His home is also in Malibu?
Yeah, on Big Rock. One of the areas that was absolutely just... is completely gone. And I wasn't sure, we weren't sure, and then because of my deliveries onto PCH, I just kind of turned to check it out for the family, and I was it's like fate decides whose house stays and whose goes, and it was just so bizarre. The neighbor is completely intact, and ours is completely gone.
This is your
This is the
childhood
house
home.
I grew up in. Yeah, I went to Malibu High. This is the house I grew up in. The house I snuck out of to go to parties. The house my 3 children just had their birthdays at. Yeah.
It's okay. So just help me understand
Yeah.
this area of Malibu.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people hear Malibu.
Yeah.
They immediately go to, oh, these are celebrities' homes.
Yeah.
This is like people's second or third homes.
No.
But there are so many people who live in Malibu who are from this community.
Yeah.
Who everything they have is in this community, and
Yeah.
where they live is also where they work.
Yeah. It's interesting because I've always dealt with that kind of dynamic growing up in Malibu, but I was like the kid from the wrong side of the beach. You know what I mean? I was the pizza kid. So I was there, you know, delivering pizzas to my friends' parties and things like that. So it was kind of an interesting dynamic. But there are a lot of people who live in apartments and who have single family homes, or, you know, a home that they've had for a very long time.
Right. Passed down through the family.
Passed down through family and recently, you know, no insurance and, you know, stuff that is really going to be detrimental. It absolutely is to my family.
A major impact.
Yeah, major impact. Yeah.
So wait, your father kind of forced to leave.
Yeah, he
his
didn't want to
home,
leave.
and then you're on a delivery of
Yeah.
pizza, and you decide, I'm gonna make this turn and just see.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Dust where I used to live. I mean, it is absolute rubble. There is a fireplace still intact and nothing else intact. Everything else. And then I look down, and the only thing that's kind of shining up at me is this yellow mug that says "Enjoy today."
You're kidding.
No, I actually just got the chills repeating that.
Same.
Yeah.
What do you mean there's a mug, enjoy today? Is this like a family? Is this a mug of your own? Is this like a what?
Yeah, it was just a mug from the house, but just
Clear as day,
clear
enjoy
as
today.
day, enjoy today, like just sitting in the rubble.
What did that mean to you?
Honestly, it's gonna sound crazy, but I feel like it was a message from my mom, just being like, just breathe. It's gonna make me cry.
You take your time, because I understand.
Yeah.
And imagine, like, in the midst of all of that madness, to look down and see this message and to feel her.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
And so what did you do with that? What did you? I mean, did you
I took it.
Did you pick it up? Did you right?
I took it. Yeah, I took it with me. We're gonna glue it back together because yesterday it just kind of came apart. But you know what? It is a reminder that every day is precious. We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, and just you don't want to regret anything. You want to live your heart. You know what I mean? Like I want to do out loud. I want to do everything, and I want to stand up for people in need, and I want to give back, and I want to do everything I possibly can, because you never know.
What was it like to tell your family, to break to your father that the home he raised you all in was not there?
It was really sad, really, really hard.
How did he react?
My sister is kind of handling some of that right now. More just like confused, silent, not sure where to go next, really.
But also,
his restaurant's still intact.
Wow.
Yeah, Demore's Pizza's still there on Carbon. So not having the home, but having the shop, we don't know. The fact that everybody is healthy and out is all we can ask for.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, thank you, God, like, so grateful. And California's strong, man. Just watching everybody come together, like, we will rebuild, we will help each other.
Yeah.
We will, I will.
You also have evacuated.
Yeah.
Do you know what's where your home is, how your home is doing? Like, what's the update there?
Yeah, so I'm in Topanga.
Okay.
We are evacuated. Because I'm bringing, 200 meals a day to the Topanga station, to the Topanga drop-off, we are getting some intel. The house is there.
In particular, your 9-year-old.
Yeah.
And how you prepared her for evacuating, the things that what you shared with her, what you didn't share with her. Can you take me into that experience of how you are a parent?
Yeah.
How you parent in this, what you're sharing with her, what you're not sharing with her? I'm just so curious.
Yeah. I think as a parent, there's a fine line between making sure that your kids are aware that something is going on,
Yeah.
and that we need to be, you know.
What did you say to her?
I said, you know, these fires are happening, and it looks like, you know, Papa's house. And she immediately cried, you know, so that was really hard. You know, she just had her birthday. She's like, is Papa okay? And once she knew that, like, human beings were okay, and it's really hard for kids because they're still attached to things.
Right.
And I'm really teaching her that things don't matter.
Right.
It's the human, it's the person, it's the family. Home is where your heart is. You know what I mean? Like, home is where you and your loved ones are. And that was a message that I had to make very clear.
Yeah.
It was hard at first. She was like, what about this or what about that? And I was just like, you know, I had to explain to her, like, I have nothing really of my mother's. And I, you know, sometimes I think about it and I wish I had, you know, a sweater or a book or something of hers. But then I explained to her that, like, she's here. You know, there's moments when I feel her all around me, and when I explained that to her, she really got it. It was pretty beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
she was like, I want to give all my stuff to kids who need it, you know, and that's really beautiful. And as parents, we lead by example. When she sees mommy, you know, standing up for others, or, you know, speaking to, you know, crowds of people, or, you know, giving out pizza to the front lines, she is then in the hotel room writing her own speech about loving your neighbor and being supportive. I couldn't believe it. And that is proof right there.
Yeah.
That our children, they follow their parents' footsteps.
And you are a person that's going back into this space, that's
Yeah.
going back into these places,
Yeah.
also confronted on a regular basis with the images of
the
people's
reality.
homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
how are you processing that?
You know what? For me, it's like, one of my friends said something the other day, like, you're very comfortable in chaos. I think it's because I grew up in chaos. So I am. You know, I'm one of those people, I was born to, I'm resilient in that way. Like,
It doesn't scare you in that way.
It doesn't scare me at all.
It doesn't, a lot of people freeze.
Yeah.
You get to work.
I get to work and I go, and I'm grateful, and I'm willing to do that for anybody out there who can't. I want to be a voice for people that, you know, can't speak up or need help. That's my goal with my time on this earth.
You have seen up close and personal some of the worst stories in this.
Yeah.
You've also seen some of the best stories in this,
yeah.
right? Outcomes in this.
Yeah.
Tell me, is there one in particular that comes to mind today that you're like, man, I'm being fed on this, I'm being fueled by this. This is like why I'm doing this.
I mean, honestly, the first day when I saw those firefighters, and they were just, it was like a miracle. It was a miracle that I was even let in. It was a miracle that this person was like, yes, and then this person was like, yes, and now I'm driving down the street and people are honking and waving and screaming at the Pizza Girl truck. Like, thank you, I love what you're doing. It's really been such a blessing, and to be able to help other people.
Yeah.
That's a miracle.
I wanna
Through pizza.
through like the universal love language of
Yeah,
pizza. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody loves some pizza.
Everybody loves pizza,
Even if
and it does warm your heart. You know?
if you've got celiac disease. You
Yeah.
can't eat gluten.
By the way,
we have created
way,
ways for you to come and enjoy pizza.
Pizza Girl pizza is made with Italian flour. So if you can go to Italy and you don't feel sick when you're eating pasta and pizza, you're
Right.
going to get the same vibes at Pizza Girl. So just keep that in mind.
Tell me, what does it mean to you to see people show up in Los Angeles the way that they have, in help, in aid, in love?
Over the past year, especially with the growth in anti-Semitism and a lot of the hate going around, my heart, as strong as it is, was starting to break.
Yeah.
And I have to say, when tragedy hit California, my faith in humanity has been restored. The people have come together in droves.
Yeah.
And are supporting each other. I mean, my restaurant was filled to the brim the day before yesterday with donations, and my girlfriend was like, you're in way over your head. She came in, she's getting everything out to where it needs to go. Like, it has been a miracle to see California come together.
It's so interesting that you say that, like, friends have jumped in. How can people help? If people are watching this and they're like, what can we do? Is there a way that we can support you and further the efforts that you are exacting here on literally the front lines, and for volunteers and first responders? What can people at home be doing to help?
Yeah, so there's
you specifically.
Me specifically, the Pizza Girl project right now is going to evolve. We know there's going to be needs for months to come.
Yeah.
What we are doing right now is people are just calling in or using the app or using the link that's in my @CarolineDeMore bio right now on Instagram to buy pizzas for first responders and evacuees. That is extremely helpful. No matter what, though, we will be continuing to feed the people as much as we possibly can. So thank you to everybody who's been helping in those efforts. Also, we are going to be collabing with here, the Irwin Hotel and the Ziggy Hotel in West Hollywood, and we're going to be creating spaces for healing. It's still all coming together. We're calling it the Pizza Girl Healing Hub. We're going to have rooms where designers are going to be putting clothes, where designers are going to be dropping off clothes. We're going to have, healing events. We're going to try to get,
the next phase.
The next phase. It's like, this is not going to be easy for the unforeseeable future.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone to know that, like, Pizza Girl is going to be here for the long run and do whatever I possibly can.
You're incredible. You are incredible.
You're incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping.